Hello, got some more Formula One news for you. We're going to start out with the most recent story. Jack Doohan is in for Abu Dhabi. Esteban Ocon will vacate his seat a race early. The relationship, it has been in free fall, bar the Brazil podium, which was wonderful. It's been a tough year for Esteban Ocon, and I think since Monaco, it's just really gone rock bottom. If Drive to Survive focused on Alpine this year, oh my god, it would be cinema. But Jack Doohan, who is officially signed up for 2025, will get a chance to race in 2024. A lot of why Ocon's gone as well is because of the Haas test. He will do the end of season tyre test for his new team, which he joins from 2025. Another thing as well, Jack Doohan will race with the number 7, the number last worn by Kimi Raikkonen. So, come on Jack, doing proud, yeah? Next story, Max Verstappen has made it 4 World Championships in a row. He had a very dominant start to this season, but as McLaren and Ferrari caught up, and even at times this season they fell behind Mercedes, the consistency of Max Verstappen kept him in the title fight all along. He was still regularly getting podiums. Same can't be said for Sergio Perez, who's had a really difficult year. But that drive in Brazil was just brilliant. It was majestic. That is truly a champion's drive. And there was no doubt after that race that Max Verstappen most definitely deserved his 4th World Championship. He joined Sebastian Vettel and Alain Prost in the 4-time World Champions Club. Yeah, still doesn't get the respect he deserves off some parts of the British media. That's another video for another day, I think. But Max Verstappen, wonder what 2025 is going to have to offer, because it's going to be very close, this one. And he might not have that advantage. Game on. I look forward to this. Could he make it 5 in a row? Sticking with Max Verstappen, let's talk about the tension between him and George Russell. This was without doubt the talking point of Qatar. During the qualifying session, Max Verstappen initially qualified P1, but was penalised a position due to driving unnecessarily slowly. This promoted George Russell to pole position, and afterwards Verstappen was not happy. He said he lost all respect for George Russell and claimed he was a very different man on camera than he was in the steward room. He was then questioned about it and Verstappen doubled down, saying, "I didn't care," and that he stood by every word he said. Max is, of course, very direct. That's one of the things I really like about Max. You always want a driver like that. And then George Russell responded, saying this. So he said Max Verstappen was angry with the stewards and was swearing at him before George Russell even said anything. And then George Russell basically calls Max, well, he does, he literally comes out and calls him a bully. He said, "I've known Max for 12 years and I know what he's capable of." He then also said that he's going to purposely go out of his way to crash into me and put me on my effing head in the wall. Max Verstappen has since denied this. But let's just say, I absolutely love this drama. I'm obsessed with it. Let's see what happens in Abu Dhabi. There was a picture the other day that went round of the 20 drivers. I had to check if it was recent because Verstappen and Russell were right there next to each other. Do you know what I love about that picture as well? Pierre Gasly's got his hand there thinking, don't you dare start fighting, you two. But if there's a title between Max and George next year, this is going to be absolutely brilliant. And Sauber have confirmed Gabriel Bortoleto will complete their driver lineup in 2025. He graduates from F2. He's currently involved in a championship battle with Isaac Hadjar. Currently sits 5.5 points clear at the top. Might be outdated by the time this video comes out, but as I'm recording, during the qualifying for Abu Dhabi, that is currently right. Bortoleto joins a team which has not done well at all this year and has took to the penultimate race to score points in Zhou Guanyu's penultimate Formula 1 race. Valtteri Bottas as well will also not be on the grid next year. Gabriel Bortoleto jumps into this team. I don't think he's got much pressure on him, and I think it's a good seat to get into, to be honest. He'll get a nice bit of experience. There's not really any expectation for him. And if he can beat Nico Hulkenberg, then that's a pretty good sign. Let's see what Bortoleto gets up to. I'm very excited for this guy. He's a top talent. and another Brazilian driver in the sport as well, the first since Massa. Next up, rejoice! We finally have our 11th team in Formula 1. Cadillac General Motors are going to join the grid from 2026. We think they're going to use Ferrari power for a few years before building their own engine. And it's just nice to see, 22 cars on the grid. It's going to be brilliant. I think 20 is not enough. I think there's quite a lot of good drivers that deserve seats in Formula 1 that aren't going to get them because there's not enough seats out there. And a certain seat that someone's dad pays him to be in. But yeah, let's not talk about that. Who do you think will drive for Cadillac? Because I think there's many, many names. I'd like to see someone from IndyCar come over. Maybe a Polo or an Award. It would be nice to see that there's, a pathway from IndyCar to F1. I don't think IndyCar's taken that seriously, and it's a shame, really, because I do enjoy watching IndyCar. Just not Ferrucci. Just don't. Hopefully Polo or Award. That'd be nice anyway. But we have our 11th team. It's not Andretti. And Michael Andretti, who was such a problem for Formula 1, has suddenly gone, and bam, team's been approved. Well done, FIA. Absolutely brilliant. And I'm going to continue my disillusion with the FIA because of what I read the other day. And that is that Zandvoort is going to drop off the calendar after the 2026 race. I think this is absolutely outrageous. Zandvoort isn't the best track, I will concede. But that fan base, it's massive. You watch Zandvoort every year and it is packed to the rafters of Verstappen fans, orange flares, all these fans. I mean, it's good news for Austria, I suppose, but man, this shouldn't be happening. It's Verstappen's home race. The guy who's just won 4 successive world championships. It's another terrible thing from the FIA. I mean, apparently Zandvoort isn't turning enough money. That's probably the big reason why, but it's flavour of the month, I suppose, to blame the FIA. But I just find it outrageous, to be honest. I really do. And I will say it's not the best track on the calendar, but that fan base, you want to use that fan base to your advantage. And the Orange Army, I mean, man, they're incredible. That is it, though, for this little video. A few little stories on there. One last race to go in Abu Dhabi. Who's taking the constructors, Ferrari or McLaren? I will see you in 2025. Well, I'll see you just before 2025, because I think we'll do one more video before the end of the year. Enjoy.